ultimate disruptor, taking on the baddest man on the planet.
A fight that grabbed the attention of fans worldwide and even those who do not exactly follow boxing and the drama around it. The legendary Mike Tyson against a YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul to face off in what at first appeared as an exhibition match, but later changed to a sanctioned pro bout. There were conflicting opinions on whether this fight would be a proper fight or it would be scripted. While some claimed it would be a rigged fight, others went after Paul for fighting someone way past his prime. With all that fame, hate, and excitement around it, the fight now officially got postponed, leaving most of the fans scratching their heads. Without revealing too much at the start, let's take a look at the real reason the fight got postponed in today's video. And before we begin, feel free to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you'll never miss any upcoming videos. Alright, let's get started. Whenever the word boxing is mentioned, nearly everyone associates it with Mike Tyson. There is not a boxer in history who has done more for the sport and its exposure, but this goes both ways. Whenever someone mentions Iron Mike Tyson, everyone instantly thinks of boxing and his lifelong career in the sport, the drama surrounding him and all those controversies he faced daily. Almost 4 years after his match with Roy Jones Jr., the former baddest man on the planet was set to fight again at nearly 58 years old. Many fans still hope he can turn back the clock, but is that realistic? When he fought Roy Jones Jr. in an exhibition match, he looked tired and only a fraction of his former self. Although he might have trained more since then, it's doubtful it will make a significant difference.
Diaz, Mr. Paul. Let's go to battle. Touchdowns.
Oh, Nelly! Jake Paul has become an MMA killer. Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, Todd Stockton. Send the problem child back to YouTube.
Even in the 2000s, Tyson seemed past his prime. Tyson has faced some of the toughest fighters in his career, taking hits from the hardest punchers, and those punches leave a lasting impact. His fights against Danny Williams and Kevin McBride showed a sad reality. Tyson, once a feared boxer who destroyed opponents like Michael Spinks in just a round, seemed a shadow of his former self slumped against the ropes. The myth of Tyson remains, but the reality of his fighting days is far behind him, and, as Oscar De La Hoya put it nicely, the only concern he had is for Mike Tyson's legacy. But while Mike Tyson was controversial in his prime, Jake Paul is no better. The YouTuber, now a boxer, was always making headlines, but for all the wrong reasons. Always some flock of teenagers either following him or are there to hate on him. And if he ever knocks out Tyson, he will be the most hated man in the world. He didn't just knock out Mike Tyson, he knocked out a shadow of a legendary boxer in his elder years. After losing to his vocal rival, Tommy Fury in Saudi Arabia,
to the winner by split decision, Tommy Fury.
many thought Jake Paul would retire and continue with his YouTube career. Instead, the Puerto Rican resident doubled down, rededicating himself to boxing while promoting the sport. Paul put together a string of victories showing his commitment. Nate Diaz lacked character and spirit, while first-round victims Andre August and Ryan Borland were boxers in name only. These fights were more about hype and perception, similar to the tactics of Tyson's old mentor-turned-nemesis Don King. Paul, a testament to the American dream, knows how to pick opponents and pitch fights to the public. Paul, who is 3 inches taller with a 5-inch reach advantage, will use these physical benefits against Tyson, a man known for burrowing inside and breaking opponents down. Turning pro in 1985, Tyson built an 88% KO ratio against some of the very best in the sport. Despite the differences, the upcoming fight will test both men in unique ways, if it indeed happens at all. But as you all know, life can throw some unexpected punches, and the fight has been postponed. Mike Tyson had a medical issue while boarding a plane in Miami, feeling sick and dizzy due to a stomach ulcer flare-up. A few days later, Tyson announced he was feeling much better, stirring up the pot on an already controversial fight. However, Jake Paul mentioned that nothing had changed regarding their fight, but that turned out to be overly optimistic. Netflix, the streaming provider for the event, announced that the boxing match would be postponed from its planned July 20th date. The incident limited Tyson's ability to train properly. The fight will be rescheduled for later this year once Tyson can train without restrictions, ensuring both fighters have equal time to prepare. Paul's promotion company, Most Valuable Promotions, confirmed the postponement. They emphasized that both Mike and Jake agreed it was only fair to ensure equal training time so both athletes could compete at their highest level. The health and well-being of the athletes are a top priority, and they fully support Mike taking the necessary time to perform at his best. Tyson mentioned that his body is in better shape than it has been since the 1990s, and he'll be back to his full training schedule soon. He expressed confidence in his ability to win against Jake Paul despite the postponement. Jake Paul also supported postponing the event, wanting to face Tyson at his best. He assured his fans that he would be ready for the fight and aimed to achieve a sensational finish. Paul promised to bring his best for this highly anticipated matchup, making it one for the ages. The news shocked everyone who were following the fight. Mainly, people were shocked about Mike Tyson's medical emergency, but after that, it was pretty clear that the fight would be canceled or at least postponed. The doctors recommended no training or small light training for Tyson, so he can't be active until he gets better. UFC President Dana White responded cryptically when asked about the sudden cancellation of the highly anticipated fight. White refrained from discussing the matter publicly, stating that he knows a lot about it but prefers not to comment. He mentioned that it's Mike Tyson's domain and he tends to get upset whenever White talks about it. Despite the lack of details, White expressed confidence that Tyson and his team would sort things out. Former UFC welterweight Alan Jobin was among those who reacted to the news of the fight postponement, expressing his happiness with a simple hallelujah. The boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson was supposed to be historic, set to be streamed on Netflix. However, it received widespread criticism, with many questioning Paul's decision to fight someone 30 years his senior. Conor McGregor, another UFC fighter, shared his thoughts on the matchup last month. McGregor expressed his confusion about the fight and admitted that he didn't understand the interest in it. He wished Tyson well, but seemed uninterested in the contest.
Your thoughts on this Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight?
Oh, geez, I don't. It's a bit strange. You know, is my interest? The interest is a low one. I don't know. I don't really. I don't understand it.
Got it. Any difference between this one and?
I wish well for Mike.
McGregor has been a target for Paul in the past, as the YouTuber has expressed interest in fighting him. McGregor has consistently shown disdain for fights like this, and it isn't the first time he's spoken out against them. Concerns have arisen among fight fans after footage of Mike Tyson struggling on a treadmill resurfaced following a medical incident. The video shows Tyson having difficulty on the treadmill, although it's not a standard machine. Still, a lot of people were proven wrong after seeing that his treadmill struggles in the post-ulcer period are truly worrying, further proving that he is not at 100% physical strength. Many people on social media expressed worry about Tyson's upcoming professional fight against Jake Paul, criticizing the YouTuber turned boxer for facing the 57-year-old legend. Some users urged for the fight to be canceled, fearing Tyson's safety against a younger component. Despite documenting his training camp and showcasing his legendary power and speed, fans remain anxious about Tyson's return to the ring. They fear for his well-being, especially given his age and recent struggles seen in the treadmill footage. Previously, we've seen some impressive training footage, but as some have claimed, it was all from the angle the camera was recording. Still, everything came as a shock. Michael Bisping, the former UFC middleweight champion, has been vocal in his criticism of Jake Paul's pursuit of a fight with Mike Tyson. Bisping mocked Paul in a recent video on his YouTube channel, stating that the postponement of the fight serves you right. Bisping expressed disbelief at Paul's claim of being speechless, pointing out the video Paul made about it. He criticized Paul for for wanting to fight an older legend like Tyson, suggesting that it's exploiting past their prime fighters. The UFC legend highlighted the risks associated with aging, including health problems like high blood pressure, sciatica, ulcers, and arthritis. He suggested that Paul should apologize to the fighters on the card and compensate them for their training efforts, implying that they've wasted their time preparing for a fight that may not happen. This fight was doomed to be controversial since the announcement, and in today's world, you can't exactly please anyone. We might only speculate if this fight is rigged for money, but the exact truth is that we are never going to find out, and we can only wait and see the spectacle. That is, if it happens. So what do you think? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.